What's up there, Workforce? Chris here with Work To Game. I'm starting to lose my voice in Vegas, and I am excited to talk to you guys about Ultimate. Now, is Ultimate dying? Is Ultimate something we should see more of? Is Ultimate something that has a place in 5.0? They had a panel talking about how they've developed Ultimate in the past, the mentality kind of towards how we could expect them to develop Ultimate in the future, and honestly, it was incredibly interesting. So I've got my notes here right in front of me. And the first thing is that Ultimate is meant to not take very many dev resources. So they have to take existing resources as much as possible and make it into something new. So they have to reuse mechanics, they have to reuse the way the server runs now, the way bosses run now, the way players interact with things now. And they have to layer those on top of each other for as much of that fight as possible, which is incredibly intriguing to me because, first of all, it puts a set of constraints. So any of you that work in a design industry of any kind, constraints are what make the solution interesting. The fact that it was a good solution given that I could only do X. And also it means that inherently, like, Ultimate is based on things you already know. Ultimate is based on things you've already seen because as much as possible they're reusing existing resources, existing systems that already you have interacted with. So they said when designing like the Woken feature and stuff like that, you have to change how the boss is woken and what woken means, but that's all you can do. So after Titan is woken, we'll get a landslide twice, etc. Also, that Ultimate content is designed by a team of 3. Now, one of the interesting things that they got to at the end of this panel is asking Yakuzawa, I believe is his name, the current game designer, that, okay, would you design another one? And he said, honestly, like, I could use a break because apparently designing these things is incredibly labor intensive. Well, I think he said Sudo was the one that designed the last one, but on the team of 3, basically 2 of them have now given us an Ultimate fight, which means that the third one, it's their turn. And once they're done, do we just go back around? So it kind of helped explain to me why we don't get more Ultimate fights, because I think that reducing the number is the wrong direction. We should be going the other direction. But I didn't think about the fact that these are so labor intensive and that they're designed to such a small team that literally putting somebody as the head in charge of that runs through the roster pretty quick because there's only 3 of them. Now, one of the interesting things that I thought they talked about was that Brian and I have talked about how important it was for the community, not just the ones who participated, not just the ones who cleared it, but the streaming community. They said they designed it with streaming in mind. They designed it to be good entertainment. They designed it to be something that would be not only fun to play, but fun to watch, and would be interactable not only for players, but for viewers. And I thought that was a really interesting strategy. So they said that, let me see if I can find the quote here, but so what happens when everything that is known becomes wrong? And the answer was entertainment. So basically, imagine you're out in the world, you assume something based on previous experiences, and you go with that, and you go with it for a huge number of hours, and then all of a sudden you realize that your assumption, which was never something that the game taught you, was wrong. It flips on its head. Now your viewers and you are totally mind blown, and they believe that's that moment of despair, that moment of like, oh crap, I have totally wasted every hour up to this point, at least partially, is wrong. That moment is the best entertainment and is the best Ultimate experience. So they noticed that viewers were sometimes even offering the solutions on how to get past a phase. It wasn't always just players that were leading to progression. There were viewers offering suggestions. Hey, have you tried it like this? They were sometimes offering, you know, they of course knew the correct solution. They also liked that, like, the way like the Woken worked, the way the phases within the fights work. They like that it can make you feel like you've almost got a clear, and then you realize, oh my god, we've been doing it all wrong, and it turns totally on its head, and you have to fight longer. So I gained a lot of respect for the Ultimate fights throughout this panel, and I appreciate just hearing them kind of talk about it. They said if they had to do another one, that the Warring Triad would be a choice. and that there will be future Ultimates, and that they promise happiness, excitement, and despair. So I just, overall, I guess my experience was that I feel that Ultimates are something that maybe they didn't care about because they're reducing the number of, but actually it's quite the opposite. They care a great deal about it. Maybe you guys already knew that, and that future Ultimate fights are slow and far between because they take a huge amount of time from a very small number of people, and I just thought that was interesting. So I would love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. I would love to know kind of where you guys are at with Ultimate fights. Do you try them? Do you care if there's ever another one? Did you guys clear them and you didn't think this one was hard enough, or you look forward to the next one? Definitely let us know. This is Chris with Work To Game. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm going to get back to covering FanFest, and I will see you guys next time.
Oh, excuse me. What's up, workforce? Chuck here, telling you should totally like, favorite, subscribe, share, dance, raise your hands in the air. I'm off camera. I'm off frame. I'm new at this. Hey, listen. Yes. You haven't hit that subscribe button. You totally should. I recommend it. Chuck approved. Anyway, also, thanks to all the Patreons. You're in the corners. Whoa!